Right.
Hello and welcome back to the Blues Focus podcast. This evening I'm joined by Jamie and Zach. Once again, thank you guys for joining me again. How are you doing?
All good. All fine, thank you.
Yeah, life's going all right. Being a Birmingham fan isn't, but we move.
I was the least convincing yet ever.
Yeah.
Life, innit?
I think it's fairly sums up how we felt about last night's game, to be honest. For those that don't know, we lost 1-0 to Blackburn in the FA Cup last night in one of the most dry games I've seen at St Andrews in a very long time. Who wants to kick this shit show off?
Go on, Jamie.
What can we say? The first half was by far the flattest half of football I think I have ever witnessed. Just an absolute streamlined 40 minutes of absolute shit all happened. Nothing really. Both teams just sat back to counter attack. I said to you earlier, Tommy, the bit that annoyed me the most was the first half when Kedra did that run and he beat about 4 players and he looks up and Scott Hogan's trying to get forward and all 3 centre mids are just stood on the halfway line and I was like, this is shite.
Yeah.
Right.
Do
you know what I mean? No one wanted to press forward. It was a dead game. I'm all about 2 strikers. I like the 5 back. Sometimes it works. What I don't get is why you play Kedra and Hogan and still play Route 1 football when you've got 2 small lads up front. It just isn't going to work in any way, shape or form. However, it happened. We're out of the cup. Could be a blessing in disguise. Hopefully Leicester put 9 past Blackburn and we stay up.
Yeah, that is pretty much what we need. Just like to stay up, we need to start winning some games. Thoughts, Zach? Was it really like a big issue that we're out?
In terms of the game, I agree. First, I might have a lot of people coming from my head after saying this, but first half, I agree, completely flat. Yeah, pretty poor. Second half, I think we were quite good, and I think I always want to come on, and I want to separate the performance and the result. So the result, obviously, not good. 1-0 loss. We're out the cup, but ignoring that. First half, yes, flat, poor. Neither side could really get hold of the ball, limited chances. Second half, we created chances. And Blackburn's keeper, it wasn't Kaminsky in goal last night. I don't know who the backup is. Made some good saves. Djukovic had a few chances in extra time. I'd say he had 2 chances. That game, we created opportunities. We had chances that second half. We kept the ball pretty well. Same with extra time. It's a shame we're out the cup. And the way it happened, obviously, an annoying own goal. Not a lot, both Etheridge or Trusty could do about it. One of those things. So, yes, disappointed we're out of the cup. First half flat. Second half and extra time, I thought we played good. I thought we looked good.
I don't know about that one, to be honest. I think we were shit throughout.
Honestly, I thought second half and moments in extra time, I thought we were fine.
Yeah, I'll give credit where it's due. My whole thing there was based on the first half of how poor it was. I think we picked up definitely second half. I don't know if we were the better team, but I think we made more chances in that second half and the extra time than we have since we've come back from the World Cup.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. We had opportunity. We had chances to score last night. We had multiple chances to score. I turned around a few times and said this could be 3, 4, 5 here. The Blackburn's keeper kept them in the game. Heavily. I thought second half was very similar to what we saw in the first tie against Blackburn. In that, I'd say we probably edged the game as well. I remember very few Blackburn chances. I can't really remember any at all.
When they made chances, they were good chances though as well.
Of course they were, but I'd argue so were ours as well. I think we had some good chances. That ball over to Djukovic that just went wide of the post. Was a fantastic chance. We had a few come across goal. That Hogan one, which was right at him close. There was another one where someone had a shot. Chong got the rebound, and it was a double save from the keeper. We created chances. No one can dispute we didn't create chances last night because we did create chances. And I thought outside of the first half, I actually thought it was a decent performance. I think people can get very caught up in that the result was poor, so therefore the performance was poor.
No, I disagree with that because I think the chances are irrelevant to the actual way we play because we kept giving the ball away. We couldn't pass a single 5-yard pass for some reason. Hannibal was all over the place. Alfie Chang seems to be the only player who actually had like a pretty decent touch and a bit of fire in him. I think the players look a bit exhausted. Scott Hogan clearly still doesn't look fit. He doesn't look like he's recovered from his injury before. He was obviously not the right choice to start. I think Djukovic, again, probably would have been the better player. But it's all down to like whether we really want to go through or not, because, you know, it's like we say, really, because we probably do need to focus more on the league now than we do in the cup. But the chances we created were obviously great chances. I think the best ones came from Djukovic, who was fantastic when he came on. But I don't know, the football we were playing just didn't warrant, like I would say, yeah, we're unlucky tonight. It was just like flat, boring, you know, like players just unable to do very simple things on the pitch. I feel like, yeah, I don't think it was a very good performance. I feel like it was it's an ice cream van going.
Ice cream, man. Go, Tommy, hurry up.
I haven't got my 20p on me.
I think the thing that annoyed me the most last night, especially, and now I'm thinking back to it, I'm remembering this because my mates who came in last night pointed out to me. In the first half, there was a good 10-minute spell when we actually stopped hoofing it and played it on the floor a little bit, and we were actually the better team at that point. When we started playing it on the floor, we actually were making good chances and moving the ball quickly. Then just stopped again.
I know.
It's all go, right, we're going to play good football for a bit and then go, nah.
I don't know why we do it. It's so strange. We play decent football from time to time, you know, and I think Gary Gardner did a few good bits when he came on or whenever he was in the game. You know, he made a good few run forwards. You know, it just why we consider playing long football, like the amount of times in extra time where we had players in the box and we would launch it in and the ball would go flying back out. I mean, they really should have made it 2 on the break, but their striker or their attacker just completely messed up the finish and put it out for I think it was nearly a throw in the end. It wasn't a great attack, but you know, like I think that's the thing, really. We just don't like. I don't know, because like I can't really remember things that got me excited.
It was too easy in the middle for them. There were times where Blackburn were literally taking the piss out of us. There was, I think, one segment where they're in the left corner flag. So obviously, I was sat in your stands last night because the FA Cup. Obviously, that goal beyond the Gil Merrick, that corner closest to us, they were literally just popping it around for about 30 seconds, just one touching it around each other, and literally just Collins just stood there like, help me. Like, they were literally taking the blatant piss. Bertrand Diaz is the same fucking thing he's always going to do. Everyone, all the Blues fans, like, he's going to cut inside. Oh, shock. Oh, he's going to cut inside. Yeah, of course he has. Like, they weren't nothing special, but they just scored an unfortunate goal, and that's what's cost us the game, I think. Like,
yeah, I don't disagree. I agree with what you said, Tommy, as well, in that, you know, I think we're not an attractive football team whatsoever. Our brand of football is hoof the ball. So I agree with that. We have always been that, and I agree with both what you're saying. And we had 2 smaller strikers on the pitch, that wasn't going to work. And I agree with what you said, Tommy, and you can see why it looks like a bad performance. But I think it's weird. I think with Blues, our brand of football is so ugly that almost a decent performance still looks ugly just because of the way we do it.
But we don't mind ugly though.
No, I think the reason I've said it was a decent performance purely off the number of chances we created and the amount of possession we had. But I completely get what you mean, Tommy, in that it just looks ugly and it's not a nice brand of football to watch, is it? But yeah, I think you mentioned it, but I think Alfie Chang certainly deserves a mention last night because he was he was phenomenal. The amount of times he won the ball back in the middle of the park, but not just the middle of the park, in in Blackburn's defensive half. Like a lot of the time we'll win it in our half. He was pressing brilliantly, and there were 3 or 4 times where he won the ball so high up the pitch.
Yeah.
And that one, you'll remember it, where Blackburn were running through and he made that sliding challenge from behind.
Yes.
Unreal. Yes. He was superb last night. He deserves a start against Swansea for that performance because he was brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I think I definitely 100% agree with that. I think Alfie Chang was class last night. I think he was one of the only shining lights in last night. I'm also very hopeful that Djukovic... Go on.
Well, I was just going to add to that Alfie Chang thing there. Literally, considering as well the teams were fairly first team starting ability really as well, both the teams. You know, to put a performance in like that, you know, you probably could start him on the weekend, considering like how bad the midfield was last night and how he was the best player on there, really. I don't know, it's definitely worth a thought, that's for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I think the thing I loved about Alfie Chang the most is I'm sorry, I keep cutting you.
Zoom is so, or Streamlabs, the delay man. Oh, I love it when
we're all
that
in
happens.
different.
It's too
He's at
funny.
uni.
We need
I'm
a
at
studio.
work.
We need a studio.
Go on.
Anyone
No,
wants to
go on,
sponsor the Blues Focus podcast, that'd be really helpful.
Oh, man.
I think to say, like, Alfie did the really simple stuff for me. So the ball's bouncing, halfway line. Most players try and take it down and lose the ball and you're under danger. He just fucking clears it back up the pitch, puts his foot to it and just sends it. Get it away
Yeah,
from
he's
the
smart
danger
like that.
area. Fine. I'm happy with that. No messing. Ball's coming. There's 2 players around me. Send it. Get it gone. Go. Do it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
No,
He just did simple stuff.
Completely agree. I thought it was superb. I think, I mean, I don't want to pick on players, but I think something that was quite evident to me last night is Long doesn't quite have the pace to deal with playing in the central centre half role. And that's not a criticism, because I actually think outside of being burnt by defenders, outside of that, because he was beat, he'll know this, the players will know, he was beat 3 or 4 times evidently last night. I say outside of the being just run straight past, he's been okay for Blues. But I think, I don't know what you guys think, I think it's risky playing quite a slow centre half in that central role, because it was clear last night.
I don't know, Jamie.
I suppose the danger is with the back three. The danger is of the back three, especially because when you're attacking both fullbacks or forward, it makes the logical sense to play the slowest defender at centre back, because obviously, imagine Colin and Longelo are up. You need Trusty, you need Sanders, because they've got that bit extra pace about them to get out to the wide channels and make tackles against wingers. So it makes sense to have the slowest centre half there. Unfortunately, Kevin Long is like a tortoise. He's great at defending, but he's basically beat at Mertesacker from 2010. If you've got half a bit of pace, you passed him.
And you look at the modern striker these days, they are small, powerful, fast, quick. I think in the modern game these days, you have to be fast as a centre-half. And there was a prime example of this last night. Kevin Long, he did get beat 3 or 4 times from pace. There was one instance where Blackburn were through. Trusty immediately caught up with them. It was in the first half, I think, or the first half extra time, I can't remember, but they were attacking left and he caught up and dealt with it brilliantly. That's the difference, because they would have been through and they would have scored. That is the difference between having a slow and pacey centre-half. So maybe I'm almost leaning towards, in the modern game, you have to be fast as a centre-half these days.
So,
but it's what Maxime does well when he slots in at centre-half. When Maxime goes that right centre-back role, and obviously you've had to have Sanderson playing centre Trusty on the left, it works.
Jamie's got to go sort something out in his office at the moment.
This is the Blues Focus setup. The Wi-Fi is shocking. Jamie's still on shift. Tommy's at uni with the worst Wi-Fi today.
I did say to him, turn the camera off so we don't have to see this. I'm definitely going to have to cut this out.
What were we saying? I am so sorry.
I was
about Long being slow as fuck, but anyway,
Speaking of defenders and the word long who are not very good, let's speak about the signing of Manny Longelo.
No, not having
Great
that.
segment.
No,
Great segue.
Not having it. Not having it.
Skirt.
Longelo was fine last night. He was fine. Yes, he had 1 or 2 in the final third. The crosses weren't so successful. Other than that, I thought he was good. We nearly scored off that his driven ball into Hogan that was well saved. He did well. I think it's a superb signing. He's what, 23? 23 years old. Why are you laughing, man? 23 years old, 400,000, I think, is the rumoured fee, which is a great bargain. He's clearly going to develop and improve.
I've done well there.
Which honestly,
if you don't have Longelo on the back of your shirt next season, we got issues.
I think he's a good player. I think defensively he was. I don't think he really.
What the hell is going on, man?
Podcast ain't going out.
I've said to him already. Turn the camera off. Twice in the fucking recording.
Do you know why? Because this door's coded. So behind me, all I can hear is so someone's about to walk in, so I haven't got time to get stuff.
Fucking turn the camera off when you hear the code going on.
It's blurred. You can't see what it is anyway.
It's all right. What we said about how good. You know what we need to
Can
do?
we remember just to cut? Can we cut from minute like 13
Yeah,
to
cut
16?
from the very start when they walked in. Do you want to do your shitty little segue again, Jamie? And then
Yeah,
I think
you
you
can
can keep
pretend
that
to be
in.
outraged again. Yes.
He'll get outraged every time.
we should do a poll, and it should be who rates Longelo, who doesn't rate Longelo, and I'd be interested to see
I
this.
will make 100 accounts just to tweet him out.
Because it's quite evident in that Tommy, you're fairly neutral.
Mhm.
Jamie does not like him at all.
No,
I'm
right,
quite a
no,
big
no,
fan
no,
of
no,
him.
no. I'm going to come out and say this very openly on the Blues Focus podcast now. I do not dislike Manny Longelo as a footballer. I do not. I just think he's not cut to be a wing back in any way. Ironically, he went to left back last night in the back four, and I don't actually remember him making a mistake. But I
It's
think
'cause
in the
he-
wing back role, it's too much for him because you've got that emphasis of going forward and coming back. It's too much on him. I think if you play him over a left back or a left midfielder, it's fine. But that
It's one
wing
or
back
the
role
other.
is just painful for him.
See, I think he's heavily wasted at left back because I think going forward I think he's superb at going forward, and I think in the left wing back role I think he defends fine. Maybe it's just a case of getting back slightly quicker, but then we don't know if Eustace has instructed him to stay higher up the pitch and further forward. So then when they do attack, we then become a back four. Because obviously, I said this before the podcast. It's evident to see that Eustace wants Longelo playing higher than Colin. Evident to see. But it's whether he's instructed to go forward and not put too much emphasis on getting back because we're already a back five, so it just slots into a four. So I don't know, but I'd be really interested to see a poll. Who rates Longelo? Who doesn't rate Longelo? And just
Can
go
we
from
agree that
there.
I don't hate Longelo as a person? I just think he's in the wrong position for him.
Okay,
Right.
that's
We'll
so
have
you
that
like
in the
so
poll.
you
That'll
like
look
you
funny,
like
won't it?
you like Longelo really.
No, don't get me
Still
wrong.
have.
Do I believe there's a good footballer in there? Yes. Do I believe that he's hit a growth spurt and that his legs are too long for his brain at the minute? Yes, also because I think
He's not
one got
14.
That's
no,
a
but
very
like
backward
literally
compliment.
no, because like last night I think it was Trusty played a ball through to him in the first half and he had acres and he ran and he like hit his fucking right foot, hit his left
I
and went
can remember
backwards and
that,
I was just
yes.
like
Everyone has their moments, though, don't they? Everyone
Every
has their
game.
moments.
So I just think well, it's good to actually have a fucking player that we've signed at least, rather than them
Yeah.
alone. So we've
We've actually
freed up a
spent
loan
money.
space. Yeah, exactly. We've not got that restriction anymore, so we don't have to worry about that. So we can actually play him in the game now. We don't have to worry about playing a certain amount of fucking loan players. I think the thing is with Longelo, like he's a player who hasn't played professional football before. He's played in the under-23s at West Ham. He played one game, I think.
One game in the Europa League or the Conference League.
Yeah.
This is his first season, pretty much, in professional football. So he's obviously going to make mistakes. Yes, he's 22, 23. But, you know, he's not made those mistakes when he's 18 or 19 like Jude and Jordan James have, who, when they reach his age, are obviously going to be, like, proper good players then. I mean, Jude, when you think he's, like, 23 in 3 years' time, like, he'll probably be one of the best midfielders in the world. I mean, he already is, like, probably will be the best player in the world at that point. So considering Longelo hasn't had that professional time in before, he's obviously going to be a bit naive in trying to come back at certain times and going forward and at certain right times as well. So I don't know. I feel like it's difficult to sort of, well, it's difficult to do both things really, because it's hard to get on his back because obviously, you know, it's his first season pretty much in professional football. And second of all, it's difficult to sort of compliment him at the same time because he's 22, 23 now, where you feel like players should be kicking on a little bit and starting to make like more, I don't know, like more bold performances perhaps. I don't know really, but that's my take on it at least. I don't think he's still working it all out, I imagine. And I'm not saying that under 23s isn't professional football. Of course it is. You know, you're under a professional contract realistically, but you haven't got the big shithouses like your opposition players that come on and try and kick the shit out of you for 90 minutes.
I get it. You're not running against absolute brick wall centre halves, are you? At that point, do you know what I mean? You're still dealing with 5'8" like centre halves and stuff like that, and you laughing through like it's one of them.
Yeah.
He's our player now, like you said, and Zach said it since we got him anywhere on loan. He's our player. We show him love now. We get behind him and we go, you know what? He's ours. Let's just see how he gets on with him. But I am also putting this out there. If Zach doesn't have a Longelo shirt next year, I'm going to have an issue.
I'll do it. I will do it because then when he stops playing for Real Madrid in a few years' time, I can.
Whoa, whoa! Bring that back
Mate,
a little
he's
bit.
he's
Anger
Birmingham
bouts.
City Lionel Messi. I'm telling you. Okay, maybe that's a bit far, but I just think he's very good going forward. Offers a lot, and I think defensively he's pretty solid as well. Yes, makes the odd mistake, but everyone does. Just maybe needs to work on getting back a bit quicker. But we don't know if Eustace has told him to stay higher up. So I love Longelo. I think he's a great player.
Okay.
Let's move on from Longelo because we're going to be here for ages.
Very mixed opinions on, I think, the performance against Blackburn. However, there is a game on Saturday, isn't there, Tommy?
We've got Swansea away at the Liberty. Is it still called the Liberty Stadium? I think it is.
Don't know. No idea.
Somewhere in Wales.
There's so many grounds at the moment that I go to call one thing. Like, I still call Stokes Ground the Britannia for some reason. And it hasn't been called that for like 15 years or something.
Oh,
so I always go to say that, and yet it's like Swansea's ground. I think it's been renamed or whatever. But yeah, we're away at Swansea at least. I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit more confidence. I don't know why. I don't know. I really don't know why, but I feel like we might actually get a result there because it's one of those things. We've been on a terrible run of form. We haven't managed to score many goals in recent games, and we were absolutely diabolical against Preston and Blackburn the other night. Blackburn last night as well. We're pretty shit, but it's one of those games I feel like we could sneak a 1-0 in, really. I thought last night might have been one of those games, but no, it definitely wasn't. I should have known better, really. But I don't know. I feel like we could win.
Yeah. I don't know how true this is, but apparently, according to Google, Swansea City's ground is called Swansea City AFC.
That's right.
I think Google are waffling.
Swansea.com, formerly Liberty Stadium.
Yeah, I knew it's always called the Liberty Stadium.
No, it might be then, because Cardiff have the Cardiff City Stadium, isn't it?
The Swansea.com Stadium.
It is. Oh, right. Yeah, it's Swansea.com. What a name!
Dreadful name.
What a name! It's the same with Cardiff, though.
That is on par with. That is on par with St Andrew's Trillium Trophy Stadium. that is on close levels with that shit outlet name.
Swansea.com state, like, it's not even Swansea Stadium's bad, but the fact they've added .com at the end makes it. I mean, I don't like to bash like football clubs too much, but bloody hell, Swansea, that's embarrassing. They're
basically the Ashes of Swansea.
I'm going to Swansea.com right now. I'm having a look what this website actually is. I reckon it's just like a fucking travel guide. Yeah, it is. It's a travel guide.
Wow, that is. We're gonna smash them. If we're not beating a club that has Swansea.com stadium as their name, we're shameful. 10-0 Blues at least. No,
what
in all honesty, Swansea are 12th. They've won 2 in their last 5. 39 points. They are looking to challenge for a playoff place, only 4 points off the playoffs. I think it'll be another loss, to be honest, fellas. I can't see where a win's going to come from at the moment. I feel the team's a little bit all over the place, with some players performing, some players not performing. I think we're gonna struggle. I'd go something like 2-0, 2-1 Swansea.
God, what a fucking optimistic opinion that
Sorry,
is.
I like to be honest.
It has to change. The form has to change at some point. Yeah. And I know I'm Mr. Optimism. I don't think I've ever said on the podcast we're going to get shit on. But I think we win. And I'm hoping to the Lord, I'm not a football manager, as I've said, but I'm hoping to the Lord God that I'm correct.
What are you talking about? Yes, you are.
I'm hoping the reason he brought Jukovic on late and took Kedra off during the game was that them two are fucking starting up front together. Oh, shit.
I love how you pointed that out.
I'm fidgeting in the office, all right?
The professionalism of this podcast is through the roof.
Yeah, I was just basically saying, because like when Longelo gets down that left-hand side, this is what we need to do, man.
I'm going to start rolling a fag on camera in a minute. But genuinely, I hope it is Kedra and I hope it is Jukovic up top together on Saturday. I think them two just bring...
Completely
Kedra agree. Looked unbelievable.
You think, actually? You think, like, the first half away at Blackburn in the first game, Kedra and Duke started up front. We had a great first half, didn't we? We took the lead in the second, didn't we?
Jukovic looks brilliant at the moment. Kedra and Jukovic look brilliant. Let's be real. Deeney's not been necessarily as on it recently. Hogan's been so quiet since returning from injuries. I haven't noticed the guy at all. Djukovic has been
Confidence.
brilliant. He created a couple of chances for himself last night. Kedra speaks for himself at the moment. He really does. You know, all Blues fans know how brilliant he's been so far. Though that should be the starting two strikers no matter what. Djukovic, Kedra up front. I'd like to see Chang come in because I think Chang was. I think sometimes a player like I said with Jordan James, he scored in the 90th minute, but I said he doesn't necessarily should start in the next game. I said he's better 60th, 70th minute. But I think Chang was so superb. I think when you have such a brilliant performance, you 100% deserve to start the next game. So put Chang in.
I've got one suggestion actually for a topic of discussion. In the last, let's say 3 seasons. So from Isaac Karanka, Lee Bowyer, and then this season with John Eustace, make the best 11 of the players that we've had in that time.
Oh, what a fucking question that is.
We've had, because I saw this the other day, we've had some fucking great players in this time recently, and we've been absolutely shit.
We're going to have to edit that 30 seconds out.
We do apologise for the swearing. It's just natural for me.
Keep it in. Keep it in.
Right, back to the topic of discussion. Best 11 in the last 3 years.
If anyone says Mikel San Jose, I'm coming to your houses and having a fucking chat.
Best Blues 11 for that last 3 years. So let's start with goalkeepers. So we've had John Ruddy, Neil Etheridge, Matthias Sarkic. Who else? Last 3 years.
Yeah, we'll go for those 3. So which one are you picking out of those 3?
Ruddy, just because of his. He's dug wrong. Sarkic, was he a more athletic and a better shot stopper at times potentially? Yeah. But Ruddy hasn't made a mistake this year. Ruddy's got the experience and he commands his 6-yard box better than any keeper I've seen for the last 8 to 10 years down the Blues. I've never felt so safe from a corner kick when John Ruddy comes out and just grabs the ball and just looks at his lads like, sound, break, move, go. Yeah. We haven't had that for years.
He's quality, yeah.
He's reliable.
I want to go with Sarkic just because I was watching a compilation of his saves from last season because I was doing a piece for this Stoke podcast. After they've signed him, which really pissed me off actually. Like, he's going to go some. Yeah, it's a loan. Yeah, but he's gone on loan to Stoke. Yeah, it's annoying me. I did. It was just like Wolves, Villa, and Stoke. He's played for pretty much everybody that I dislike. But yeah, I'd go for Stark. It's just because I thought he was going to be terrible, and he was in pre-season, but he was absolutely class in the actual season. And had we not had him, we'd have been fucking relegated before Christmas, really, because we were fucking shit.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to agree with. I'm gonna have to agree with Tommy.
Yes,
I agree with Sarkic. I think as good as John Ruddy's been, I think he won our Player of the Season. Countless heroics from him. I think John Ruddy's probably benefits greater as well because I'd argue he has a better defense and defensive midfield as well. In front of him in Hannibal Bielik, Trusty Sanderson. Come on, this defence and the defensive midfield is better than last season. I think Sarkic made so many fantastic saves. Player of the season proves a point. I'd give it to Sarkic, but not by much, but just.
Ruddy does have to play with Longelo though. That is a deterrent.
And we're right back into the Longelo arguments.
Poor man. Right.
What formation are we going here? Are we going 4-3-3 or 4-4-2 or something?
If we're going on the last 3 seasons, it's a fucking back 5, and no one wants.
I kind of think we got to go back 5 because that's what we played for. That's what we've played for the last 3 seasons. That's the positions.
Is this bit up for debate, or are we all just saying Maxine Collin at wing back right?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's ignore it because there's no one else. There's no one else.
No. So, that's done. Left wing back.
Longelo. Longelo. Who else has played left wing back? Pedersen, Bella.
On Hernandez.
So Pedersen, Bella, Longelo, Hernandez.
George Friend. He played there the other day.
George Friend. Bacuna, has he played left wing back before?
Maxine Collin.
Jordan Graham.
Jordan Graham.
The amount of people that have played left wing back is a
Riley
bit fucking
McGree.
ridiculous. He's not played at left wing
back.
If he has.
Riley McGree played left wing back away at Sheffield United under the Bow season where we drew 0-0. When Lepo missed that shot at the end of the game, I'm telling you right now, one of the games, Riley McGree played left wing back away from home.
Can we play Colin right wing back and Colin left wing back as well, please? Can we have
No,
two
no,
Collins?
we can't. We can't.
We
Josh
all
Williams.
dream of a team of Max and Collins.
I'd say genuinely the best left wing back we've had
Don't say
is.
Pedersen. If you say Christian Pedersen,
Oh my
you
god,
lose.
Longelo.
Right.
I don't
Okay.
think there's anything
That's.
wrong with that.
I don't
You
want
know
to say
you want to
Pedersen.
say it.
It's
You know you want to say Longelo. Go on, say it.
Because if
I'll
we're
say
going on the
Longelo.
last 3 years, it's really difficult because I can't. For the first 3 years, Pedersen was actually half decent, then he got shit.
he was, yeah. Mm.
Pedersen's first season at Blues, he was phenomenal. And the only reason I wouldn't say Pedersen is because A, I think he's more of a left back, and B, I'd say the last 3 years, if we're looking, was he with us last season? He was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was it last season? So last season he wasn't at his best. I'd say the season before that he was starting to filter off. It was his first season at Blues, and probably a little bit after that where he was superb.
I
Then
think the
filtered
Quartet
off big
season he
time.
was his best in.
Yeah, I don't.
He got
disagree
so
with
many
that at all.
goals that season.
Left wing back so difficult.
Jamie, it's not difficult, man. Just
If we're
say
going
it.
off the last 3 seasons, I'm going with Longelo. Just because I feel
Manny
like,
Longelo,
yeah, we've
Come
got
on!
an agreement.
Get in!
Right,
Get
back
in!
five.
Come on, come on.
Right, calm down, Zach.
Jamie
You're not one
admits
just
he
yet.
loves Longelo.
Harley
Right.
Dean, centre back.
Yeah,
I
we're
wouldn't
gonna have
disagree
Harley
with
Dean.
Harley Dean at all. I think even when he was in his, I think he love-hate Harley Dean. I've always rated him highly. I think he's made a few mistakes, of course, and a lot of the fans would get annoyed that he takes the ball forward. I think Harley Dean has been a solid servant for Blues, a solid centre back. I
love that
Harley
with Harley Dean though. I love it when he does that little foot shimmy when he puts it between his feet and bolts forward and past the
I know, it's brilliant.
Just watching the Harley Dean run up front, you're like,
I know.
in then lads.
It's brilliant. But yeah, Harley Dean. I think we're all in agreement.
Yeah, definitely.
I think to be honest, the current 2 centre halves of Blues as well. I think are probably in my back 5. I think I don't. Dion Sanderson was there last year. He was unreal. Austin Trusty, find me a better left-footed centre back we've had in the last 5 to 6 years.
So let's say who else? So I agree with you, but let's just think we've had Ted Mengi, Mark Roberts, San Jose. Did you say?
He's played centre half for us.
Yeah, San Jose.
Harry Gardner.
Harry Gardner's played centre half for us.
Maxime Collin.
Maxime Collins played centre
The
half.
back line is Colin, Sarkic.
Pedersen's played at centre back before.
Pedersen has. I think we can all agree with that back line of Dean, Trusty, Sanderson.
So basically, what we've just determined, lads, is the fucking back 5 that we currently can play when fully fit is the best back 5 we've had for a while. I can see why you all went for Sarkic over Ruddy.
I think the fully fit back 5 is a strong back 5.
I think it is. And there's a reason when Harley was back in that team and we had that full back 5 fully fit, we went on that run.
We fucking beat Bristol City with 2 of the centre backs scoring the goals as we were absolutely immense that day.
So we're in agreement with that. Yeah. Sarkic, Colin, Longelo, Dean, Trusty Sanderson.
Now, how are we doing the back? Because the last 3 managers have changed the back 5 a little bit. Some have gone 5-2-1-2. Some have gone 5-3-2 like Eustace this season. So we have the 2 centre mids and a CDM.
I would go 2-3 just because of my attacking line mainly.
All right, let's go 2 midfield. The only thing I'd say with 2-3 though is we don't really play wingers. Like we don't play wingers. I think
I think have a cam and 2 strikers.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say because that's what I think we've done the majority. We pretty much always play 2 strikers. We have done for the last 3 years. We just never play right wingers, left wingers. So
I'm kind of hopeful for a 4-3-3 on Saturday though. You know,
who goes right wing though? Don't say Graham.
And Kedra goes left and Big Duke up top.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think Kedra works out wide though. I think he works better through the middle.
Yeah,
I think he does. And I also at the start of the season would have said Troy Deeney and Jukovic was shit and not an idea to play on the wing. And then Burnley happened at home and Deeney and Jukovic tore it apart on the wing. I was like,
that is the slowest wing. Wait, those are the slowest wingers I've ever heard.
Hogan somehow got an equaliser with that formation and system. I don't know what was going on.
It was George Hall who put the cross in there. That's fair.
Yeah, it was.
When's he coming back? He's someone we need back.
He's not coming back. He's not coming back. He's going. I bet you he is.
Oh, the window's closed. What do you mean?
I still reckon there's some more pinching. No, absolutely certain about that. If it's not this transfer window, it'll be in the summer.
That's fine.
Sure
we'll
of
have a
that.
two for now. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Get on to your centre mids.
2 on 2 then, 2 centre mids. So let's go through our options. So we've got Hannibal, Bielik, Bakuna.
Gary
We
Gardner.
have got Gary Gardner. We've got I'm trying to think who
Ivan
3
Sunjic.
years ago. Sunjic, of course. Kiftembeld, was he 3
Yes.
years? Yeah, Kiftembeld. I mean, we're all
Raheem
going to say
Harper.
Raheem Hart. I mean, we're all going to say Hannibal and Bielik, aren't we?
I don't know. There's got to be someone else who was in there recently. Like, I feel like Bielik definitely has to be.
Go on, Jamie. You look like you've got
Bielik and
someone.
Keithton Bell, man. That is a
What over Hannibal?
hard, solid centre midfield
I
partnership.
think so too.
Nobody is getting through that without having a broken fucking leg.
You're both saying Kiftembeld over Hannibal Mabry.
You know why? Because Keithton Bell forever has my heart for 30 seconds
Really?
into Blues Villa snapping Grealish. He will forever have my heart for that moment.
I mean,
If I
that's
can find
great.
my-
Into a game.
So if someone said right now, right, we're sending Hannibal
take him
Mabry
back
back
an
to
outbeat.
Man United. We're sending Hannibal Mabry back to Man United, but we can bring Kiftembeld back in.
Yeah, why not? After last night's performance, probably, yeah.
Yeah, probably. If he's going to continue like that, then fuck him off.
Really?
I don't know.
I mean,
it's
I mean,
difficult.
that's not that. I can see why some people would say that. Like, that's not an outrageous shout, but I just thought most.
How do you know I'm not playing Hannibal at Cam?
You're not playing Hannibal at Cam, though, are you?
I know who
And
I'm
if you
playing.
are, you don't deserve another episode on this podcast. That is a dreadful shout.
Sorry, the Longelo fan club over there.
Go on then. So you're saying Kiftembeld, Jamie, and Kiftembeld and who?
Bielik.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about Kiftembeld now that you said if we were to bring him back now, because I haven't seen him in ages.
We're on about the last 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, so let's bring back 3 years ago Kiftembeld or Hannibal right now. Who are you going?
Well, I mean, if we're going on that time frame, Hannibal's 16 years old and probably still
No. Let's go with the Hannibal we've seen now and then the Kiftembeld we've seen overall. So the both of them as overall players, who would you rather in the team?
Who's a technically better player? Hannibal, who has more potential to run through a team and play a through ball and pick a team apart? Yeah. Who do I feel more defensively solid and who do I feel like is going to absolutely shit out and get 110% for the team? Kiftembeld. It's a tough call.
I
still also has moments of magic. Screamer against Derby, stuff like that. There's moments with Kiftembeld where you won't forget.
I still think Hannibal's superb at tracking back, and he's so aggressive, and he's got such a small stature, but he still wins the ball back brilliantly. I don't. I'm not saying that's a bad shout. I completely agree that Kiftembeld was a good player, but for me, I'd say Hannibal.
It's difficult, isn't it? Let's be honest.
It is difficult. It's not an obvious one, but I think for me, my midfield two, looking at everyone, would probably be. I'm just saying the current Blues team, which is mad. What I would do. Actually, hang on. How long ago did Jude go? 3?
No, that's 4 seasons ago. That is.
No, isn't it?
Yeah, because Karanka, Bowyer, and Eustace. Jude winning the Clatet season. Actually, including attacking midfielders, so I'll put that as a 3 almost. So I'd go for Bielik and Bakuna as sitting midfielders. I know that might be a little bit out there, really, because I know Bakuna likes to go forward. But the only reason is because I'd have Riley McGregor attacking midfield, who was my favourite player when he was there. He was fucking quality.
He was class.
I like Riley McGregor. But we're not. Are we looking at this as how the team would work together, or just individually as a player? Because in my head, I've got it individually as a player, not how the team would work as a unit. So if you're saying how the team would work as a unit, I can see why you'd go someone more attacking, someone more defending. But just to clarify, this is serious stuff, fellas. This is serious stuff. So I just want to clarify the ground rules.
All the fans post your 11 as well under this.
Yeah,
let us know what
very good shot. I think we need to come to an agreement as a Blues focused combined 11, don't we?
We've got to make one, so one of us has got to sacrifice their position. I'm willing to sacrifice Bakuna for playing there, so either Hannibal or
I think you should back your corner. I don't think we should be sacrificing. If you genuinely think Bakuna, I think we should all have 30 seconds, right, to say why we're picking our player, and then off the back of that, we should make a opinion. No backing down, fellas. We need this team is going out to war, and we need the best players possible. So, got to back your corner.
I would have backed Tommy to the hill if he had If Tommy had said Bakuna at Cam, I would have been all about that life. But in a centre mid role where he's got to do defensive work, I can't see it.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with Jamie there. I just think there are as good as Bakuna is, I think he's just a little bit too inconsistent in that, as I
He's too
said, a
good for
2 out of
CDM.
10 or an 8 out of 10.
He's too technical for that area.
Yeah.
You don't want to play a lot of Bakuna having to just sit and string little passes in the middle of the park. You want Bakuna being that. Like last night, he had that good 10 minutes where he did that roulette spin, ran through a couple of players, pressed high. He got me excited actually for about 10 minutes last night. I was like, fuck, who's this guy? This guy looks up for it tonight. And then he became Bakuna again and went, oh, I can't be arsed now. I was like, okay, cool.
True. Go on then, we've got to make a decision. Hannibal or
Clifton Bell or Hannibal? I personally, I still think. You still backing Clifton Bell, Jamie?
I'll die on that hill.
We'll go Clifton Bell then. I'm happy.
We'll
with
go
Clifton
Clifton Bell. Okay.
Just.
We've all got wins tonight on this round, whatever the hell we're calling this segment.
Right. Before we even get to the two strikers, are we all just in unanimous decision that Jukovic is there?
Yep, Duke is there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I would go Duke and Taylor. That's who I'm going for my front two.
Well, Taylor.
Although I can't put Ono Hernandez in there.
I was literally going to say I love Onel Hernandez, but he doesn't really
would-
fit in the 5 system. This is
If we're going at any time, I would go for Duke and loan version of Scott Hogan.
That's a good shout, actually.
Scott Hogan, when he came on loan, was an animal. He was a different animal, weren't he?
Although that isn't within the 3 seasons days.
Is it not?
No, because the Clotet season is the season he was amazing in. And we signed
Because
him in
he
the
was
Karanka
deployed as a
season.
centre forward with long ball under. Sorry.
Um,
bad ball
for-
knowledge from me.
I'll stop
With-
it.
So we all agree on Jukovic, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. Go to
Other
this.
striker.
I think it's got to be Taylor. That's the only thing. Unless you're playing Hernandez in that striker role, but then he never really played there, did he?
No, he just didn't play striker.
No, I don't play snakes.
Oh, this man absolutely hates poor Onel Hernandez.
If he still listens or somehow listens to this Blues Focus podcast, oh no, you're a dickhead.
I still like Ron. I still like you, man.
I like you as well. I know.
Yeah, exactly. That's
You
the
shouldn't
thing.
have celebrated like that, bro.
I disagree. He scored in the 90th minute. I'd be going absolute skits if I scored in the 90th minute in professional
Against
football.
the team, the only reason you're in that Norwich team is because we played.
Mate, he's grown up supporting Norwich. He's loved Norwich all his life. He's been a Norwich fan since he was young. I think. No, I don't. Completely fair enough. I'd do it if it was Blues and I went on loan to Forest for a few months and then came back to Blues and scored in the 90th minute. I'd be going mental. So Jukovic and I'm Lyle Taylor, Scott Hogan, Troy Deeney.
I think Troy's out only on the basis that Troy was injured when we first got him, and he's only really recently started
Hitting the ground running now.
And
I agree with.
Big injury, like he gives it 100%. You can see that, but he's been hindered by injuries and stuff, and he's trying. Last season, he didn't really get on with Lee Bowyer's tactics, obviously, so it was hard to put a definite on Troy after all he's had to deal with, really.
Yeah, I think I agree with Tommy, Lyle Taylor, and Lucas Jukovic.
So the team looks like Matthias Sarkic in goal, back 5 of Collins, Sanderson, Dean, Trusty, and Longelo. Midfield 3 of Bielik, Kiftenbeld, and McGree in attacking midfield role, and the front 2 of Jukovic and Taylor. That's the best team we can make. We can make in roughly the same sort of circumstances that these teams have been playing in the last 3 seasons or so. But the back 5, of course. If we weren't using the back 5, I reckon that team could look even stronger because we could put Hernandez in there. We could even add like another potential. We could put Bakuna in there as well. I don't know. The team could look even stronger then, but that's what it looks like at the moment. Let us know if you agree, whether you disagree on that. But yeah, it's been an interesting end to the podcast. I did think that before we come on, I didn't realise it would take up quite as much as time as I thought it would. But
it's hard, isn't it? When you think we have
actually
had some class talent over the last few years.
We'll have to do it again sometime soon. with maybe a little bit of a twist to it or something.
Championship 11 since we got relegated.
Maybe like a loan special, or like all the loan players we've had in our history. That might be interesting to do. Or maybe a fully English team as well. I don't know, something like that. Little twist to it to try and get our best 11s out there and see if we can find like the consistent people. I mean, like Djukovic is just going to be in there every single fucking one, even in the loan one. He's still going to be in there. It's like, well, he wasn't a loan player. Even a loan player. No, he's still in there though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we love Duke.
He's the best. Fucking Lucas Djukovic. Again, probably the only him and Kadra, best fucking players last night. Absolutely, no doubt about
Heroes,
it.
man.
They are. I don't know what we'd be without them, to be quite honest.
Can we start a GoFundMe to buy Kadra?
I got 20 quid I could put in.
Yeah, I'll put
that'll
no
do
money
it.
at the moment.
That'll
I've
do
got
it,
no money at the moment. So. Oh God. Anything else before we wrap up, or are we all good?
I genuinely
think we're all good.
Times are going to start to look up, lads. We've had our Christmas dip. I genuinely think this month, if you look at the fixtures, like the amount of fans I've seen, me included, when I first looked, I thought, oh shit. But this is the month where Blues will probably surprise us, and we're probably going to lose, or oh no, we've won. So
Yeah,
I'm hopeful that maybe this and next season, hopefully in 2 months' time, lads, we're kicking our feet up a little bit, going, you know what, we're mid-table and we're not going to get relegated. This looks all right.
That is hopeful.
Nice.
Bring on the
I like
FL1
it.
deduction.
Words of wisdom from Jamie to end the pod. I like it a lot.
Listen, if we can't be optimistic at Blue Noses, what can we be, lads?
Yeah, true.
Depressed.
Yeah, there's plenty of options out there.
Find another hobby to do, maybe.
Support someone else.
Yeah.
Full knowledge on it.
Oh God.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal knowledge. Phenomenal.
Well, thank you for tuning into this episode of the Blues Focus podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe if you are on YouTube, and be sure to give us a follow on the Sports Social Network, on Spotify, or on Apple Podcasts. We'll be back after the Swansea game. Still Saturday the 4th. Yes, that's right. Saturday 4th, roughly. You've been listening to Mr. Jeremy Lawler and Mr. Zachary Woods as well. Thank you guys for listening, and keep right on.
Keep right on.